Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. So today I actually want to give you guys a bit of an update on the garden, because there's been some more details that have came out since I did the garden video. So I kind of know what's going to be in the expansion and what's not. I've got an idea. They've confirmed that the third update's not going to be in there, and I'll go into that in a moment. But we've also found out that the Unchained version of this is actually going to be a paid DLC. Now, this has caused a lot of controversy, and they've made several statements on this, and they've actually went in depth on a lot of this. But let's quickly look at the pre-order for it. So, for actual access to the garden, it's like $16. So, you actually get a pet with this if you pre-order and stuff. So there's the Chow Chow, there's some title icons, which I can throw up all the icons. And then there's also Chow Chow, which is a pet. Now I can show off all the stuff actually, because I've actually got all the images. But then there is the gold version, which gives you a few more items, gives you some other titles and stuff. This one also gives you access to a fresh start server. Now there's going to be a fresh start server for EU and NA. That's the two new ones that they're going to be putting out. I'll go into detail on that in a moment, because Karen Dash actually did a really nice post going through all the questions that you could have. So we're gonna take a look at that. But yeah, it's $60 for the the full package, in that you get Fairlight Wings, you get Noble Blossom Hoof, which is this actually really cool looking elk mount, which is really nice. You get Tai Yang's Battle Plate, and they get the Corrosa's Winter Fairs, you get Chow Chow, and then you get all the titles as well as Fresh Start Access. Now, I'm gonna look at both sides of the argument here, because my opinion to start off is I'm kind of okay with them doing a expansion DLC sort of based model, because this is kind of what we're used to in MMO culture in general. Guild Wars 2 does it, and they've also got the same sort of paid DLC system. The one difference between Guild Wars and, actually I don't know, they have story stuff as well. They have like a gem system where you can earn gems in game, which you can earn credits in game and Archeage, kind of. There's achievements for it, but it's limited. I don't know exactly how it works in Guild Wars, because I've not played enough Guild Wars 2. WoW and Final Fantasy obviously have the expansion model, but they're also, they're also subscription model games, which Archeage and Unchained isn't. Now, Archeage and Unchained did release, and they were like, the idea was you'd go and it's a one-time payment, there's no subscription model, you get all the labor, and that's the argument a lot of people have put forth. Now, I did tweet out about this. We had Ziff here respond with, this is the opposite of good move. A lot of people are already standing against this. The entire point of Unchained was, one of its biggest selling points was the one single purchase. It's literally buy the game again to stay up with the progression of everyone, and I think this is a massive concern of a lot of people. And I am a little concerned about how they're now gating off a segment of the community. So if you don't have the garden expansion, you can't go in the garden. There's going to be people who have the god powers. They're gonna, there's a new set like tier of gear, which is slightly stronger, and you can do specializations and change stuff around. The issue is I don't know if this scroll will be tradable, or if it's going to be available outside of the garden. Even then, there's a little bit of an issue there with that. So some people are like, this is kind of pay to win. Honestly, in my opinion, I think this is the best thing they could have done. If this is the approach they need, like if they need to make more money to keep Unchained running from a business perspective, this is the best thing they could have done. Because if they would have put pay to win stuff in the marketplace, moved stuff over to the marketplace, I think a lot of people would have got upset over that as well. And I think that would have been more damaging to the game, in my opinion at least. I know they did have the whole pay to win server that came up before this, and there's some people also that have this conspiracy theory that this was the plan all along, the pay to win server was fake. I don't think that. I think the devs are actually, the people behind this are actually passionate about the game. There's just a lot of communication back and forth between obviously the two teams that are developing it, and this was I feel like this was probably something they were planning to do, but they weren't exactly sure, so they've just been in talks about it. The one thing that is a little sketchy is that this wasn't in any of the marketing material at first, like the trailer that came out. This was announced after that, which is strange to me. But again, I think this is probably the best decision, and it has become like a standardized practice in the MMO industry. So yeah, that's my opinion on it, and I do get that it was supposed to be a single purchase. A lot of this update that is coming out will affect people in the base game. You'll get a lot of this update, like the new tier is going to be in there, and I think there's going to be like updated versions of the world bosses as well. There's like this new awakened version of the world boss, which I think is going to have a chance to drop the scrolls that you need to tier up. I'm sure that's going to be the case. The issue is we don't know the rewards that you're going to get from the scout dailies inside the garden, and there is the corrupted arm for long gear, which is going to be in the garden as well, which I think will probably be tradable, so people outside of who don't have the garden expansion will probably be able to get it. But that does mean, you know, players with the garden can sell it to them at a higher price and stuff along those lines. So it's a, you know, it's a difficult thing to balance, but I think this is the best move they could have made. Now, so yeah, after reading Archeage's statement on the matter, apparently they were very heavily sort of relying on Arch passes as a way to make money for Unchained, and they realized this wasn't sustainable, which makes a lot of sense to me. I don't think it was a very sustainable business model. So again, if this is what they've got to do, I get it. Karen Dash also did a really nice FAQ on the whole thing. So they they gave us all the issues. So it's like, does Noble Blossom Hoof have any special abilities? It has no special benefits compared to existing amounts, according to them. The mount skills resemble those of the Lily Horse or the Green Elk. Okay. So there shouldn't be anything too different there. It's just, you know, a cosmetic upgrade. Now, they also talk about the fresh start service here as well, and it's like, can you create a, do you need a new account to actually create a character on the fresh start server? And you don't need one. And if you also have 2 characters already, they're currently talking about allowing a limited amount of character slot scroll purchases in order to prevent the necessity to delete existing characters. I hope you don't have to purchase these and it's just sort of given to people who actually buy access to the fresh start server. I don't know what they've got planned. I imagine that's what they're going to do. So you shouldn't have to worry too much if you've already got 2 characters. You don't need a new account, not along those lines. They also have a bit where it's like, will the Noble Blossom Hoof be available for diligence coins later? And all they say on that is for now it's available. It's going to be available for the Gods of the Archeage DLC pack, which may mean it comes in diligence later. I feel like they're not sure on that, so obviously they don't want to take... Obviously they want people to buy it, so they purchase a higher tier pack, but I think that might be something that comes in later down the line. It'll be probably a lot later down the line, but it will come in. And apparently alongside this there's no plans for server merges. So I think there's a lot of people that are worried that maybe Archeage or Unchained isn't making a lot of money and this is them going in for one last cash grab. And I can see that because a lot of people have been burnt by MMOs in the past. Archeage has had some problems in the past. So I can see people, you know, being a little cautious, but there's no plans for merges right now, which tells me that the fact there's no plans for merges, they're adding like the garden sort of server area, and then they're also adding a fresh start server on top. I feel like money isn't an issue right now. It may be that they're going to evaluate this a few months into the garden actually launching. We can't say it for certain, but I'm pretty sure, you know, Unchained's probably not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere anytime soon for anyone that's got that concern. I think we're okay. Alright, now, so I'm going to talk about what's actually kind of being confirmed. I've been told only Garden Update 1 and 2 are actually going to be in the initial launch, which makes me... I'm wondering whether what's in the garden is going to be worth the price point. I will probably do a video on that when the garden actually releases, but for now we know that, from what I've seen, the god powers are not going to be in on the launch of Garden. So those abilities that I talked about in the previous video, they're not going to be in there just yet. Season 2 of Misong Banquet is probably not going to be in there either, if my source is correct on this. And other than that, there's trying to see what else there was in this update. But yeah, I think it's that, and then we also have the Golden Sanctuary is not going to be in there on launch either. So we're not going to see Golden Sanctuary, we're not going to see the God Powers, and probably the changes to Haranya are probably not going to be in there, because this was afterwards, along with House Fairy. So all of that's probably not going to be in launch. It's not that much that's, you know, not in there. That'll come later down the line. I did think they'd want to maybe drip feed a little bit of the update out, because we've never really been all the way caught up with Korea, and I don't think they want us actually caught up with the Korean game, because, you know, they want stuff planned ahead. But yeah, that's about everything that I wanted to talk about in this video. I'm not going to talk about the Garden too much anymore until it's actually out. I just felt like it was necessary for me to talk about this, because I spoke about the Garden update in a previous video, and then we also spoke about the pay to win. So I felt I needed to give my take on this. And yeah, I don't think it's that bad of a move. I think it's what we're mostly used to in the MMO community. I do think it was a little weird that it wasn't in the initial marketing, which I think if it was in there, people wouldn't be as upset. I feel like people got, you know, hyped up when that trailer dropped. People were always going to be upset. That's just how it's going to be. But I feel like because it wasn't in the initial trailer, that people got a little upset. But yeah, anyway, that's that. I won't talk about the Garden again until it actually releases. I'm going to do like a full video giving you my impressions and telling you if it's actually worth the price point. Because that's my concern. Is it going to be worth the price point, and how is getting the community, like part of the community, off from the Garden going to affect the game? Because this is, I mean, it depends how much is in the Garden. That's all it comes down to. We'll see. But yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. I will see you in the next video. Make sure to like, subscribe, all that stuff. Check me out on Twitch. Smash the bell. Punch that bell. All that stuff. And I will see you in the next video. Adios.